Hey friends, I am back in Chattanooga working DoorDash today after just a really awesome time on the Appalachian Trail last week, and I also got to get out the week before that. And so I'm just kind of like riding this high of like being out on trail, enjoying nature, seeing the trail angels, seeing other hikers, meeting day hikers, section hikers, and through hikers. And I just wanted to send out a video letter to the class of 2023 from the class of 21. I'm also like taking orders as I am recording this video, so it's going to be choppy. But I have 5 pieces of advice I wanted to leave with you guys. And yeah, I'm going to go get an order, and then as soon as I get it, I will give you the first piece of advice. Okay, I just picked up some biscuits for Brandon. I'm going to go take that to him. But before I get into the advice, I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much. I was on trail and I just got infused with so much love and joy, and I have just been, I needed it so badly. I was in like a very weary season. And so first of all, thank y'all literally so much for being so amazing and so awesome. You made my whole month just by meeting you guys. So I'm so excited for you. Okay, so my first piece of advice is try not to compare yourself to other hikers. Whether that is gear, I always hear the questions on trail the first couple days. Oh, like, is that the Z-Packs backpack or, you know, whatever, Hyperlate? And I think it's easy to start comparing like either your gear or your mileage to other hikers. There's always going to be hikers that are faster than me for sure. And so I have to tell myself not to compare, like, especially start dates too. Don't worry about when someone started or how many miles they're putting in per day, because your journey is going to change so much throughout the course of your hike. And it really doesn't matter what brand the gear is that you have. As long as you have what you need, don't worry about that stuff as much. Just worry about having a good time and listening to your body and trying to figure out, you know, how many miles you want to hike that day and what feels good to you. So first piece of advice is try not to compare yourself with other hikers. All right, I'm going to go drop this off and then we'll be back with number 2. Okay, tip number 2 is try to plan your breaks at really cool spots. So one of the very first, really cool spots that I think is my favorite spot on the whole stretch of Georgia is the, it's called Three Forks Wilderness. And then you're going to go over like a bridge that's over this really cool creek. So that would be an amazing place to plan a break. My very first stretch on trail, I remember my dad and I got so tired, we just put a hammock up and I put my sleeping pad down on the ground. And we took this long break, and I never looked at the map because I didn't really know how to use gut hooks at the time, and realized that we were literally like not even a quarter of a mile from a shelter. So we could have stopped at the shelter. But yeah, the Three Forks is a really cool place. And then there's another cool place not too far after that that's called Preacher's Rock. Sorry, this is really crazy video. Oh my gosh, my phone's like too heavy. I got a phone that's like heavier than my mount can handle, I think. But yeah, so after Three Forks, there's another really cool spot that is it's called Preacher's Rock, and it's not really on the map, but it's a mile north of Woody Gap. So once you get to Woody Gap, you know that's going to be a really pretty overlook. So if it's a good day, just go ahead and stop there. And then right after Albert Mountain, where you hit mile 100, that's an amazing place to stop. But really try to look at the map, and if there's like overlooks, Standing Indian is another place that people don't really talk about. That is like, that's amazing. That is an amazing place. So my piece of advice is to enjoy your hike as much as you can. This is crazy. So my piece of advice is to enjoy your hike as much as you can. Try to stop at these really beautiful places, especially if it's a pretty day. It's going to give you like a boost of energy, I think, when you're overlooking a pretty spot or you're at a beautiful creek. That'll just give you a boost of energy for the day. All right, it's time for a biscuit delivery. I hope Brandon likes these biscuits. They smell amazing. I'll be right back. Okay, my fourth piece of advice is electrolytes. And just take care of your body in general, especially with hydration. But electrolytes is one of the most important things that so many hikers don't really think about at the beginning, unless you're an athlete or you're really into sports before and you know how that can impact your body. But I would say around the Smokies, those of us who weren't using electrolytes, we felt it. Like all of a sudden we would be like zeroing out on energy. I think the term is called like bonking, but you're hiking a lot of miles. So think of yourself as an athlete and your body needs fuel. Your body needs specific fuel. So electrolytes are going to help you, especially like if you feel like your energy is getting drained, it's probably an electrolyte imbalance. So next time you go to town, pick up some electrolytes, figure out which flavor that you like, and take those on trail. And try to drink at least one per day. Sometimes I would do 2 per day. Sometimes I would do like a magnesium one at night. But yeah, there's like noon tablets, I think is what they're called. I like the Mio squeeze bottles because you can just squeeze it like right into your bottle. You don't have to worry about shaking anything up or getting anything out. I just keep it in my hip belt pocket. But electrolytes are really going to help you on trail. And then my fifth piece of advice is to enjoy the community. So the community on the Appalachian Trail is like so incredible. And I think it's really rare. So I actually have heard some people recently talk about like, why would you want to hike the Appalachian Trail when you have the PCT, the CDT, and both of those trails, the terrain is like smoother and flatter and you can get more miles in per day and the views are outstanding. They're phenomenal. Why would you want to do a trail in the Green Tunnel with ticks and mosquitoes and whatever? And I'm sure there's mosquitoes out west too, but and I just have to say, I'm sure those trails are incredible. I would love to hike both of them someday. And I fell in love with hiking in Montana, so I get it. I think that's amazing. But nothing can compare to the community of the AT. And it's also incredibly beautiful too. But the community sets this trail apart from anything else in the world, like literally anything else in the world. So when you get out there, I think we come a lot of times from society where, you know, we don't necessarily always say hi to people walking on the street, or our hearts aren't open to meeting new friends all the time. We're so busy. We get preoccupied with the stressors of everyday life. But on trail, it's just so wonderful and beautiful because people want to see you succeed. They want to see your face. Like they're waiting in a shelter. They can't wait to see you come up. And there will be trail angels who will be out there who just want to hear your story. They just want to talk to through hikers. Maybe they hiked before and they want to kind of relive some of their memories, or maybe they'll never get a chance to do a through hike, and those trail angels are out there because they want to experience you. They want to hear your stories. They want to see like what's going on with you on trail. And so I would just say really, really, really enjoy that community while you're there because it's just so incredible. I would also really highly suggest, and I try to do this year when I was on trail and I didn't really do a great job of it, but I would suggest keeping like notes on your phone or somewhere. If you have like a notebook, write it down, but most people don't really carry notebooks. But if you have like some kind of note system on your phone, write down the people's names that you meet and jot down like if they have social media, like how you can contact them or how you can follow them online, because you might meet people in Georgia that you might summit Katahdin with. But you know, that bubble, like those people are just, they're extra special. The people that you stay at Springer Mountain Shelter with, and the people that you meet like that first stretch of trail. I know that I still kick myself because there was a couple that I was like leapfrogging back and forth until maybe like Franklin, and they were from Chattanooga, and I never wrote down their last names, and I never wrote down how I could contact them. And it hurts my heart thinking like, that was a missed friendship that I could have had now, because I never saw them again past Franklin. So I don't even know, like, I think they continued on. They looked amazing. But yeah, I would write down like the names of people that you met on trail, because they're going to be so meaningful for you later on. Okay, I'm picking up an order for Steven now at Dunkin' Donuts, but also wanted to add, it doesn't matter if you're a day hiker, if you're a section hiker, or if you're a through hiker, we all have the same last name and we're family. So when you're out there as a through hiker, remember that everyone has the right to be on trail, and that maybe someone's just out for a day, but that's all they can, you know, take off from work or whatever. Maybe they're planning a trip for next year, but just remember we're all family out there and support each other. Oh my gosh, these drinks back there are a doozy. They're like 4 large drinks. I keep like reaching back. I like nestled them in between all these towels. Okay, it's a few days later. I'm editing this video in my car during a break, and I realized I forgot to share one of the tips. And that tip is to lean into your own strength. So when I was on trail, I would see other hikers just blow past me, and I would always be like, for several hundred miles, I would be really like worked up about it in my head. Like, oh my gosh, every time I go uphill, every single hiker on trail passes me, and it just was like a demoralizing feeling. And I felt like these other hikers were hiking these huge mile days that I couldn't handle. But the truth was, we were in the same spot. We were always in the same spot. So their strength was being fast on trail, but I had endurance, and I also had the ability to hike through, like, heat didn't bother me as much as some of my closest friends on trail. I could hike through heat. I could hike through weather a lot better, a lot easier. And so while they might have been really like faster than me, I made up for it in other ways. So you may have strengths that others don't have. So try not to compare your strengths or your weaknesses to other people's strengths and weaknesses, because you will have what is basically like your kryptonite on trail that another hiker is not going to have. So don't worry so much when you see, especially if you see someone going faster. I think that's a big one, because you're going to also bring something to your hike that other people might not have. I think that's all I can think of for now. Just enjoy it so much. Try to stay out there as long as you can. Like, if you don't have an end date, summit Katahdin at the beginning of October before it closes, and just enjoy it. There's nothing like the trail. Remember that there's so many people that would just love to be in your shoes, and also just know that you've made it. If you're out there, you've made it. You did what you wanted to do, which was to get on the Appalachian Trail. And so obviously, you know, the goal is to hopefully finish, but just think of every day as a win. Don't think about, oh, if I don't, you know, finish this through hike, I failed. Every day that you're out there is a success, whether that's one day or if that's 365 days. However many days you're out there, you're succeeding, you're hitting the miles, you're enjoying yourself, hopefully. Not every day is going to be amazing and blue skies, but just enjoy it. Enjoy every minute, even the rainy days. If you're miserable, set up your tent. Get in your tent, get cozy and warm. Take a knee row in the woods and just love it. So I hope that those little pieces of advice helps you, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you. And just know that the class of 21 is cheering you guys on. We're rooting for you. If you have a YouTube or an Instagram or anything like that, feel free to post it in the comments below. And happy trails, guys. Happy trails.